Moving on now, Wednesdays here on the program, we like to put the spotlight on the farm women's group, Common Ground.
Common Ground is a group of farm women who want to be a resource for consumers who want to know more about how their food is grown. In this segment, we talk with volunteer Leslie Boswell about planting season and what's done to the seed to make sure farmers can be more efficient and sustainable.
Well, it won't be long before planting season gets underway. Joining me now with more is Leslie Boswell with Common Ground. Farmers are going to be getting out and planting. They use seed. Sometimes if you see the seed, it has a coating on it. Maybe consumers might be wondering about that. What is that, and is that dangerous?
The seed that they use has generally been coated with a type of fungicide or an insecticide. And that's why it's different colors. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's a bright pink, but it's very noticeable. And what that does is it helps protect the seed from all the little creepy crawly things that are in the ground. If you work in your vegetable or your flower garden, you might see little white grubs. They will eat that seed and then it won't grow. And you can think about what your little spot has and multiply that times hundreds of acres. And you know that they can be pretty devastating. There's also little wild wireworms, there's little nematodes, there's fungus in the ground, and all of this will inhibit the growth of the corn or the soybean plants or any plants that they can plant. And this helps protect that so that it can get up and get growing. Otherwise, our yields would be really devastated because they are fairly prevalent. But what this does is it helps it so that when these plants are growing, we don't need to use near as much insecticide or fungicide once it gets up, because that helps protect it. So that means less applications once the plant is growing. And another thing that it helps with is that if you get a good solid stand of corn, what they like to do is canopy, which hides the ground from the sun, which inhibits weed growth. So if you can get a good solid stand of corn or soybeans, canopy is a big step for any of those growing plants, then that's where we can reduce the use of herbicides so that we don't have to spray weeds as much.
So it's not dangerous, and it's actually helping farmers be more sustainable.
Everything that we can possibly do to try to increase yield by using less chemicals and less fertilizers and less water is what we're all trying to do, because it's sustainable and we are as concerned with that as everybody else. Plus it costs money. So we need to be able to try to stay profitable or we won't stay in business.
Thank you, Leslie. And you are coming back in a few minutes with a recipe to share.
Yes, I am. It's a little bit something different for Easter.
Sounds good. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes.